Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Retirement SOS. I'm Ernie.
And I'm Beth.
And today we're going to talk about our retirement strategy for the balance of 2022. And as we know, inflation is affecting seniors worldwide. In Canada, the inflation rate is 6.8%. In the US, it's 8.3%. And in Europe, it's 8.1%. So it's time to steady the ship and let this period run its course.
So if we talk about the home front and renovations that are on our list to do, they've pretty much been stalled. There's a labor shortage, there's a material shortage, and it's all translating into a very expensive renovation costs. Now, our house is 30 years old. It desperately needs new windows. Other than the kitchen, we upgraded about 10 years ago from the basic builder's model to a nicer version. Everything else is looking kind of shabby, especially when it comes to our eventual downsizing. We really do need to tackle some larger projects like our bathrooms and the windows. But that's not going to happen right now. So we'll probably just stick to doing a few do-it-yourself projects. Maybe some painting. I don't know. The last time I painted a room, we needed to replace carpeting, so we'll see.
And we also wanted to enhance our front garden. So these aren't expensive
it's
projects.
free to pick weeds.
Yeah, exactly.
So this really isn't the time to renovate right now. The costs are just way too high. In terms of eventual downsizing, or if you're interested in selling your home, the market is picking up. In our neck of the woods, Toronto, properties are still really expensive. But if you look at other places, like for example, Florida, we were looking at the villages in Florida, and there's a lot more properties for sale, which means that prices will start to come down because of that.
The only problem is that interest rates are going up. So when you have to borrow money for a mortgage, unfortunately, you may have to pay a little bit of a higher monthly rate because of that. But that's in Central Florida. I know in Southern Florida, it's kind of like Toronto. It's still a very, very tight market. But we thought we'd look at the villages because it is the world's largest retirement community. So at least that's good news.
But overall, the housing market is beginning to show signs of cooling off a little.
So the second thing that we want to talk about are our cars. We own 2 cars, and we have always maintained our cars with a regular maintenance schedule. So they're in pretty good shape. I know your car is 9 years old. It's got some dings on it, just some minor things.
Thanks to my daughter.
But yeah, really. But mechanically, the car is fine. It's got 95,000 kilometers or 59,000 miles. So we were kind of casually looking at buying Beth another car, but we're gonna stop because the inventory of new and used cars here in Canada, and I believe it's very similar in the US, are at an all-time low. And we've heard that things are going to get better probably by about the second quarter of 2023. So can you imagine buying a new car and having to pay above list? I've never heard of such a thing. And usually you can negotiate, $3,000 to $4,000 off the list price, but that's just not happening in 2022. So this year is not really a good time to be looking at a new car. So if you do own some vehicles, make sure you keep your cars ship shape. And if they're not in good condition, then you really do need to source a good mechanic because the price of used cars have gone up so much in Canada and in the US, they're as good as gold right now. For example, in Canada, over a year, the price of a used car has gone up by 35%.
Wow.
And in the US, it's even more. It's gone up by 42%. That is unprecedented.
It is. I guess if you were downsizing to a bicycle, you could make a good deal.
And you'd save on gas.
Yeah. So when it comes to our investments and specifically the stock market, we are actually due to meet with our broker. We do every 6 months or so. And I don't think we'll be making any major changes, maybe some tweaks, but it's going to be the status quo. And we probably will expect to see the market has dropped. And I guess our advice to you, as well as each other here, is not to get too hung up on it, because it goes in peaks and valleys, it's cyclical, and we expect things to, return to normal eventually. We have a pretty diversified portfolio, so we're not too worried about it.
And that's how you hedge against these type of downturns, is to diversify your portfolio. You know the old saying, don't put your eggs in one basket. I think that's the best advice we can give you. So the last thing we're going to talk about is travel. And as a retiree, you still have to have fun. But these are difficult times, so you just may have to scale back a little bit. So for the remainder of 2022, what we've decided to do in terms of travel is we're going to do a couple of weekend trips. Nothing more, nothing less. In the summer, we are going to go to Buffalo, shout out to Commander Tom, to a flower show and spend a weekend there. And then in October, we're probably going to go someplace here in Ontario, stay overnight just to see the fall colors. It's a beautiful time to be in this province in the fall when you have those bright orange leaves and the colors are magnificent. Now there is one other thing. My daughter will have graduated from her master's program in August. So as a reward, Beth and my daughter are going to plan a mother-daughter trip. And I know that you're doing that right now.
And you get to stay home and get a vacation from us.
Actually, so that's a good thing for me.
You and Ruby.
Ruby and I, right. And we're very proud of our daughter, so it's certainly very well deserved.
So that's it for now. I'm hoping the next time you see us, Ruby will get groomed. She had a bunch of teeth pulled, so we haven't been able to do anything with her. And yes, she cannot see. We realize that. But thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing to our channel. So until next time.
Bye for now.